Welcome back to Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation, Anime Review, episode number 42. I had just noticed though, basically with this one, this is probably the sixth longest running anime review series I have. Out of all the anime review series I have, this is the sixth highest number one. How I figured that? Well, because the longest being One Piece, second longest being Boruto. Excuse me, I'd say third longest. I'm thinking it's probably I think it's Case. I think it's um. I know Case closed on that list, so it's My Hero and Black Clover. So you have five right there. This is by far the sixth longest run out of all of them. So in the case this particular episode, we are viewing episode 45 for the series, which is called "The Magic Circles of the Sixth Stratum," which says that's from chapter 4 through 7 of this very book. More like the last three pages of chapter 4 and goes through pretty much the entirety of chapters 5, 6. It does basically condense chapter 7, but we'll get to that. So, we pick up exactly like the last episode where Rudius basically just is happy to see Roxy, gives her a hug. Of course, Roxy blushes when she sees it because she does not know this actually is a former student. Gives her a hug, sniffs her, and then, of course, apparently she didn't remember him at first and a little bit later. Then he ends up vomiting because she stinks to high heaven. And then she rests a few days, and of course they want to send out right away. A few days, of course he's worried about his Roxy. Yeah, despite the fact he's married to Safi, he really wants Roxy. Because I think it's been implied he's had a thing for her ever since he first met her since he first met her when he was a kid. That he's been attracted to her. So, of course, they bring in the fact he's basically taller and she's basically still the same height. They constantly bring that up in the episode. And, of course, she gets to read the book that Rudius brought. And, of course, well, they mentioned Narashoi, which, of course, she thinks, now, in the book, she said that, oh, is that your lover? In the anime, his your girlfriend. Is like, no. So, and then, of course, after going some exploring in the labyrinth, they proceed also the next day to go shopping, where they find a sword that Elsie basically later buys, so they use it later in the thing. Now, there is a cutout scene here where they also found monsters with hatching eggs. Yeah, that's expunged from here, probably because it's a bit gross, and my guess is they probably just want to move along. I can see why it was cut. It's not necessarily important per se. Yeah, it's not necessary. So I have to buy monsters. At one point, they battle armored monsters, where Rudius has suggested not to, use the water. Use the water style. Eventually, thinks the efforts of him, Roxy, Elsie, and Paul defeat the armor warriors. And before we continue here, at one point it seemed like Roxy was running low on mana, so they proceed to relax. So she asks Rudius to use his back. He says yes, and she just falls asleep on his back. There's also another point in the episode where where Paul is basically taking Rudy aside. I think it was in another room. I think it was in the next room to go to, which is a room with 3 magic circles where one is a trap. Now, apparently, according to the journal, this is as far as I got to. Never got any further than this. So Paul says to him, like, we should talk. And I think despite the fact he knows that he's married to Safi, he probably suspects that Rudius does love Safi. I think he suspects Rudius may also have a thing for Roxy. He doesn't say it per se, but and it's like famous last words. It's like, where did you hear that? They always say that. Of course, he doesn't know that phrase. And then he remembers seeing the circles like, let's get a little longer. So then he remembers this one looks very similar to the one before they arrive in the labyrinth. So him and Elsie basically. So then he asks Geese. Now there's also stuff basically between the talking and this. There's stuff basically they cut out probably due to time. So they basically take the butt end of his knife, tap the floor, and then Rudius blows a hole in the floor and finds a hidden staircase. And Edward gives a pat on the back. Basically, the dwarf, his dad, Geese, and Roxy just politely taps. And then they go down the stairs, basically ending the episode. Yeah, that ending of the episode, that's taken from the ending of chapter 7, which is pretty accurate. Yeah. Pretty good episode. Also, they mentioned, oh yeah, where basically Paul was like, Dad, I take a guy's behind this wall. And of course he rushed out. That was quite funny. But really good episode. Sadly put, we only have 3 more to go for this whole season. Yeah, 3 left. And it's, from what I can tell anyways, it's going to finish up at the end of this month. This particular season. Yep. So yeah, that's a particular view. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do not hit dislike button. Me. Oh, excuse me. Also, with this episode, they have 9 more chapters to go. And my guess is they're probably going to stick to adapting 3 chapters for the remaining 3 episodes, because in fact there's only 9 chapters left to be adapted. Oh, in case you're curious though, what is the name of next week's episode? Parents. That's the name of next episode. Which I'm very much looking forward to that one. So, next anime will be My Hero Academia. But first, you have a last comic card ready for today. Okay, next video. Bye.